Kia ora koutou and welcome everybody. My name's James Kilty and I'm Chief Executive here at Powerco, and I'm joined today by Reino Verster, who's our General Manager of Strategy. And we're delighted to have this chance to share a few thoughts about the delivery of our customised price path program. Quite the mouthful, and it was several mouthfuls of work. It's been an enormous task for the team here at Powerco and all of our contractors involved in delivering the work. It's a journey that started back in terms of physical work in 2018, but actually it started several years before then with a big team putting together the application to be able to convince our regulator that we can deliver this work. Since the work commenced, the physical works in 2018, Powerco has invested $1.5 billion in the infrastructure around the networks to ensure and enable our customers to electrify, to ensure it's resilient and reliable, and that it is on the path to being a future-ready network, Reino. Now, you've had a lot more to do with it than me. I'd be really interested in any thoughts you have, on the mahi to date.
Yes, I'm glad you acknowledged the sort of work that went before. There was a big team putting a lot of time into it, but the real construction work, of course, started in 2018 and was a big project. It was a major step up for Powerco. So we did something like 22,000 poles that we replaced on the network, over 900 kilometres of line. In fact, we spent about $800 million on electricity, on growth projects, on renewal projects. It was a big step for us. But it wasn't just about the building, it was also about becoming better at what we do. So we make lots of asset management improvements, and as an example of that, or it's a certification of that, we got certified to ISO 55001, which shows that we are now operating to world best practice. Also on the physical side, we did about 17 major projects. These are all projects bigger than $5 million. They're big substations and so on, but quite innovative projects. We did, for example, the Whangamata battery project, which is the first big battery on our project, and which is now keeping the supply to the centre part of Whangamata alive at all times. It was a big step up for Powerco.
Yeah, it certainly has been a massive program, and so much to be proud of with all of the amazing work done. I guess when you started out as part of that group planning the CPP works, you never would have thought of the events that have actually unfolded during the delivery period. Things like the pandemic, increased geopolitical tensions, skill shortages. All of this has resulted in rising costs and very challenging supply chains. How's the team responded to those conditions through the process?
It had to be a dynamic program. I mean, when we started out, you lay out a program, this is your best plans, but as they say, the best laid plans of mice and men go awry, and they did in this case. So we had to adapt. And not only did we adapt for the physical constraints that we were facing, but we were continuously looking for better solutions. So we were trying to see, is there new technology that we can apply? Is there new ways of thinking? Does this still make economic sense? Is this still the best bang of buck for our customers? So the plan was adapted. In general, we did what we set out to achieve, but in some ways we did actually improve along the way. And that's a muscle that we've built. We've learned how to adapt, how to sort of respond to situations that we couldn't foresee before, and still do the best by our customers.
Yeah, that strategically, that's critical. I mean, interestingly, in my time here so far, I've seen that in action in response to further changes in our climate conditions. We've had, the last 24 months, Dovey, Hale, Gabriel, and most recently Lola. They all have such nice-sounding names, but they really do cause us some problems. And the team's ability to adapt, that strategic muscle you talk about, is critical. The other thing I think we've developed, and we know when we think about those cyclones and the changes in our climate that are coming, we've got more work to do.
Yes.
And you and the team, the whole team here at Powerco, have built a delivery muscle, a capacity and capability to get a lot of work done really quickly when needed. And I think we're going to have a lot more work coming at us over time. I mean, our electricity system is a huge advantage for us. It's 85% renewable, tracking to 95 and beyond by 2030. It's an extraordinary gift. And it's got to move from, about 30% of our energy needs at the moment, 30%, through to 65%.
Yeah, more than double.
Yeah, by 2050. So that's a massive undertaking, and the opportunity that New Zealand has to meet its goals through electrification, enabled by a strong gas and renewable gas system, is critical. And what the CPP has delivered for me strategically is the confidence that in our team, in our contractors, and in the ecosystem you've developed to deliver for New Zealand's future needs. So it's an amazing piece of work, something to be hugely proud of. Thanks, Reino, and thanks to everybody involved in the CPP program. Kia ora.